taking. And I went,
The nerve to
nothing.
say that.
And he goes, really?
You probably kicked in your own bucks to buy postage.
What are you guys gonna do with the private jet?
For me?
Right, private jet. What are you guys gonna do with that?
Oh, my gosh.
We already had a sign for a helicopter.
A helicopter.
Yeah.
You can take a helicopter, that'd be helpful.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate everything you've done.
The way you've helped out the community, it's been great.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, for 22 years, I sat at this table and was not on the board, so I finally did make it.
Good to see you. Steph.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Start. Okay, oh, no. So if you don't mind me continuing on, because our next item is the budget for 2024.
All right.
Yay, fun stuff.
24 already.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
So, in front of you, there are two budgets. And they were sent out with the, board packets. The reason there's two is it's still unsure how much of a donation we're gonna receive from White Bear Avenue. In prior years, we've received 62,000. But pull tabs haven't been selling like they usually sell. So, I think it would be safe to budget for 30,000. But also approve both budgets that if we have a windfall, we can do that. Does anyone have any questions on the budgets before you?
Where do we sell pull tabs?
We sell, well, White Bear Avenue Business Association.
Yes, they do, yes,
Sells pull tabs at the Cherry Pit, which is the largest.
which I thought.
Seller.
Yeah,
Cups and Cheers has two machines and is growing rapidly.
okay.
And then Florence Bar on Rice Street, which actually is doing really well as well. It's
Really?
frightening how fast.
Why are you having business association selling pull tabs on Rice Street? Does
Yeah.
Rice Street mind that?
Well, so this is how we do it, is that a portion of our proceeds goes towards Rice Street and North End nonprofits.
Yeah.
So yes, Rice Street is aware of that. There are no other nonprofits in that area who want to sell pull tabs at Florence.
Who sells pull tabs at the Sherwood?
That would be Merrick. Mhm.
Yeah, everybody wants Merrick.
No, no one wants Merrick, trust me.
Everyone wants a pull tab. I would do that.
Any other questions when it comes to budget?
Is this estimates or is this,
Okay, so this is another thing. I am always extremely conservative when it comes to budgets. It's a guess. It's always a guess.
which is good?
And like I say, I always fall on the side of conservative rather than spend everything that we've got. Couple of things in the hopper is I'm working with a potential grant for 3M of 30,000. A potential grant from the Family Housing Fund of 30,000. There is money from the co-ops project potentially for 10,000. And then, so those of you who remember a conversation we had back in March, April about the city of St. Paul applying for a large grant from the Fed for electric car stations on the east side, specifically in our neighborhood, but also kind of promotion of those things, which could be $70,000. They are back in the running. They've got the money. Now they just have to figure out how to spend it. And since of course I'll be out of town next week and that's when they're scheduling the meeting, Annie's gonna be sitting in on that on my behalf. But I didn't include any of that in these budgets because I wanna know for sure we're getting the money before we do that. The main difference is, how we hired organizers. So, we have Giovanna who is doing our renter outreach for 10 hours a week. I'm in process of hiring someone, and it's almost a done deal, to do Spanish translation. And then we're working out with the White Bear Avenue Business Association to hire someone for 2024 to do business outreach. All of those are about 10 hours a week. And, they fit the budget, but it'd be a lot better to have a little bit extra to cover those. The main thing is whether or not there's a parade or not. If we get the 60,000, not a problem. If we get 30, we don't have the money for it. But I will tell you some good news is through the St. Paul Festival Association, I just found out literally today, they applied for a large grant for St. Paul events to receive up to 50% back of the amount that we paid the police.
Oh,
So that could be up to $7,000 right there for this year, which would help build those amounts for next year if we don't get the full 60.
How does that work? Now, I suppose it's some money in hand as far as translating for the end of the year and be taxed on it.
Yep. No, we are not taxed. We are 501c3.
But if, I know, but if you carry any kind of income over into the new year, that's not spent.
Right. So we keep a very small amount just under.
Right,
Those
but
tax
with that grant, if we're paid back for money
Oh,
that we've already
that's
spent.
White Bear Avenue Business Association money.
Oh, got it, okay. Perfect.
So there's two budgets that we're dealing with. So that was from a donation that White Bear Avenue actually gave for 2023 back in October of last year.
Okay.
So it's just paying back that donation that they made.
Okay.
And that is why we don't know if there'd be a 2024 parade because they're meeting next month. And like I say, pull tabs are not. So go to Cherry Pit, go to Cups and Cheers, buy your pull tabs there.
Goodbye,
Please.
marriage.
Yeah, please.
Drink and gamble, it's good for.
It's good for St. Paul, as my husband always says, it's good for St. Paul. So any other questions when it comes to the budget?
So these grants, when are you gonna know this by? Is that the year?
Freedom, I'm gonna know by the end of October.
Okay.
White Bear Avenue, I'm gonna know by October 17th. Family Housing Fund, I'm gonna know by the end of November. Nope, end of October on that one too. And we're really just starting the conversation with the 75,000 one. So I can give you an update next month at the annual meeting.
So for a lot of this, by October 31st, we're gonna know something.
Potentially, we'll know something.
Yeah.
We'll know something.
And our fiscal year is a calendar year.
It is calendar year. The reason that we're approving the budget today is because we do elect new board members next month. And rather than trying to bring them all up to speed on a budget that needs to be approved before January, that's why we're doing it with folks who are existing board members.
So do we approve both budgets or we just approve?
I would ask that you approve both budgets because we don't know at this time, and then whatever happens. In January, I will submit to you the finalized 2024 budget.
Sure.
Depending on it.
that makes sense.
It's conservative, but it's safe. I don't like spending money I don't know I have.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's
I agree
what
with
we all
that.
need.
A lot of governments.
Yeah. St. Paul does things a little bit differently than I do, but that's all right.
I know.
So with that, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
And, boy, everybody seconded.
Any
Everybody firsted too.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, thank you all. I really appreciate that. The only other thing that we have, well, we have two things I'd like. We have a final approval of the scorecard that was sent out to you. The Land Use and Transportation Committee approved it at their last meeting. So we just need final board on that. Yanni, since you're kind of chairing that committee right now, do you want to say anything about the scorecard?
Yeah, I think the scorecard that we have here is, pretty fair. It, does a lot of resemblance to a lot of the work that Wesco did. And they did a great job on sorting, community equity and, renter, involvement and just being, overall
But the rent cap-
blind to economic status and more for, everybody being treated fairly. So
Renters have to want to get involved, right?
this, that,
Well,
but this
yeah.
also gives some, oversight from us as a committee and a group, organized group, saying, hey, when you're coming in to develop, we like to see certain things and people treated fairly, not just slap something up and this is what's spoken, this is what you get.
Yes, and just so you know, even in draft form, we have been submitting this to developers that have come to the land use committee or come to the board. So it's been received by Gloryville, who will be doing work at the Hafner site. Port Authority and all of their developers have received multiple copies of it. Multiple. And then the folks who were on at 1500 York, who are doing apartments, they've received copies of it. So even though it was in draft form, developers who will be coming in are still receiving it.
That's
And
that development going on right now between Maryland and.
they actually received a copy of it too. That was approved back in, gosh.
Well, I thought that was an old.
Yeah, that was-
Discussed that, but they.
Oh, yeah, the ones that were by
Yes.
McDonald's.
Yes.
I guess it was Arby's, Wendy's.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, so they were waiting for their funding ticket to come through and it came through, so that's why they're building right now, so.
And a lot of their objectives actually had already met our criteria before we had to get.
Does including a donut shop back there? The donut shop is sorely missed, I will tell you.
Oh, yes, yes. All right, so is there a motion to approve the scorecard?
Motion.
Quick question.
Yes,
Has this been like proofed? I just have found at least one typo here.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it had been proved, but if you see something, basically, we're approving, it's a living document, so we're approving the kind of the premises, but yes, send me typos.
Sure.
Or actually, because I'm gonna be gone, send them to Annie.
Sounds good. Yeah, I can take a look at it. I do that for work stuff.
Yes, I know, and I appreciate the work that you've done so far for us. Okay, so we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
second.
Right, any discussion? All in favor? Right, thank you all. So I have two other notes. First off, on Friday, October 6th, there's a neighborhood fall fest and bonfire at Hayden Heights Rec Center. Paul is taking kind of the lead on this, working with Marietta at Hayden Heights. I will be there, but we need additional volunteers to help out not only at the D2 table, but I'm sure you have other places for people too. So if you are available on Friday, October 6th, I will have Annie send this out to the board tomorrow. Please help out. You had like 700 people last year, right? Yeah.
I
something like
stopped
that.
by near the end of last
300,
year and it was, they ran out of
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
If you need
So-
help before the event, I gotta work at 4:30 because I don't stop taking jobs. But if you need help before 4, I'm happy to.
Well, yeah, no, I'm
Not
good till then.
Sure.
Yeah,
Too bad.
but yeah, we need as many people as possible to help us out with all these work. It's just increasing every year. So we're up to at least 300 people per event right now, or plus. And so people are looking forward to it, you know, people are asking for it, they're looking forward to it, and it's been a positive feedback and. Yeah,
What kind?
Bonfire and movie or what?
well, that's next,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
bonfire.
bonfire, hot
And
dogs,
Paul's
chili,
making a big pot of
s'mores.
Chili. Be working all day
football,
Thursday.
giant blow-up slide, scavenger hunt, s'mores, fun games, and a
Chili.
cup of chili.
Yeah, we have hot and mild for whatever flavor yours is. Yeah,
Wow.
so, but no, this one was very popular. This one's really taken off. It's our third annual, so it's been really positive feedback on that.
Fabulous.
What kind of helpers would you, what kinds of things would you need?
Handing them out,
Sending out chili,
a little bit of everything, yeah.
Okay,
sitting at the D2 table. with-
Yeah, we got a D2 table, so we need help there, or if you wanna walk around, I don't care, I mean, it's either or, but all the help we can get basically
Okay.
is. We wanna get people involved in these neighborhood things, and it's kind of important to do, so.
Well,
What time is it at?
it's 6 to 7:30.
Maybe 8, yeah. If it goes
I
really.
would, but I'm working that day, so I won't be able to.
Oh, darn, Karen. That's
I
okay.
know.
Be there in spirit.
You've been to most of
Yes.
them, so.
All right, thank you.
So I lied, there's actually 2 more things. First off, annual meeting is next month, October 18th. So I think everyone here is either up for renewal or has submitted already.
I know.
But you typically do an at-large, so.
Yeah, I'd like to see someone else. I'll do it if I'm needed,
Okay.
but I'd like to see if someone else, I'd like to see everyone.
We're never letting you go.
I know.
So, yes, so please spread the word. Annie is gonna be communicating to everyone. Ballots will be available when? Tuesday morning, so vote for your neighborhood only.
Is that
So
on?
there's 4 quadrants, they will be online, you'll be receiving not only a newsletter, probably in the next week or so, that kind of tells you about how to do this. But also Annie will be sending out a ballot to everyone too.
And
So
we're doing the annual meeting where?
the annual meeting will be in this lovely
And what kind of
room.
snacks are we having?
Well, the cookie place that we ordered last year
Oh.
went out of business.
That was the new place on Maryland,
They're
right?
closed.
Oh darn.
Yep, she's
Oh.
only doing, I shouldn't say they went out of business, she's only doing online orders, they don't have a brick
They
and mortar. or
just
anything.
started. Oh.
So we'll figure it out, but we'll have good snacks. We'll have more snacks than last year because we were still kind of coming out
I
of
know.
it, so. That is the one thing, and then, shoot, now I just lost what the other one was.
Sorry.
Nope, you're fine. It'll come to me and then I'll send it out to you. So that is what I have for you right now.
will people be able to get paper ballots? People in my neighborhood have asked.
Absolutely. I will reach out to you. So I'm going on vacation next week.
Yeah,
That's why I keep
You'll have
sending everything to
fun.
Annie. Annie's doing all my
Yeah.
work. When I get back into town, I will reach out to you and get those
Okay,
paper ballots
thank
to you,
you.
which will still be plenty of time before election.
all right, good, thank
Where are you
you.
going?
I'm going to Yellowstone.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 10 days. It's the longest vacation I've had with my husband, so it'll be interesting to see if we're still married when we come back.
You will be, don't worry.
Stay.
So
Oh, I
we have a night in Rapid City, because that first day drive is a longie, 9 hours. Then we're staying a night in Cody and doing kind of the eastern part of the park. Then we've got 2 nights in West Yellowstone and doing kind of the western and southern, and if we can get to Glacier, I'd like to at least do the loop in Glacier. And
West
then
Yellowstone, in the park or out?
West Yellowstone, the town.
Town,
Yep,
okay.
yep. And then we have a night in Bozeman, so we'll do the northern portion of the park that day. And then we start heading home.
The Bozeman hot springs are really nice.
That's what I heard. That's on the list. My big thing is not so much Old Faithful, but I want to see that grand prismatic spring that's got all the colors.
Yeah,
I want to see that. That's on my list.
Actually, Old Faithful's kind of a disappointment. If you drive the route.
Yeah.
The Geyser Road, You see a lot better than Old Faithful along there, just right on the road, you didn't have to get out of your car.
Right. So, and then just one more thing on the annual meeting too, we will be electing officers in November.
Mm.
So if you are interested in a leadership position, we would love to have you run. They are one-year positions, a couple executive committee members are here right now. And then we'll also do in November, kind of a introduction to district council. It won't be a typical board meeting unless we have something that needs an approval. We'll just kind of do an intro and a get to know you, and that will also be in this room.
That's November,
That'll be November's meeting, yeah.
and then December was up in the air yet.
Yes, we'll see, December gets really close to holidays.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we may forego a December meeting unless there's something that needs, that needs approval. And typically, if it does, we can do it either in committee or via online,
Yeah.
so, there's never anything that. So,
Well, final thought on the parade?
that was the thing I forgot about. Hey, thanks for everyone for your help in the parade. It was smaller, it was quieter,
Was.
but I received no complaints, and that's a first. Going all the way back to 2005, was first year without a complaint. The units were all really happy. They were really happy with the volunteers. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can find the
Fingers
money to
crossed.
do, fingers crossed, we can find the money to do it again,
No
so.
horses then, huh? I didn't-
Oh, no, so I
Here's the horses.
purposely don't allow horses because I never have enough volunteers to serve as pooper scoopers. If I had people who could do that, I would have definitely, and there's fewer horse units than there used to be too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's not as
They're all on
many
grant.
horses. Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you everyone for all of your work on it. It was fun. And
It was nice to have those kids, those young people walk around cleaning up.
that, well, so I can't fault Sojourners too much, although they were the gap in the parade. But they also had the kids walking down the parade, you know, picking up.
It
Yeah,
was very nice.
it was
You
wonderful.
know,
And they had, I don't know what they're gonna do with all that water. They had
They have
so
water.
much water left over. Holy
Overestimated the crowd,
smokes,
yeah.
really overestimated. But, you know, we've been off for 4 years,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
none of us knew.
yeah.
None of us
It
knew.
was nice to see the Shriners.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, those were thank you.
So-
Yeah, that was,
That looked more comfy than.
that was a story.
I don't know.
That was another story.
We
you know.
need a chant or a song or something, cause it's
Okay.
kind of sad driving down, like waving with no music.
Yeah, we need a little
We need
bit
to
of-
make
we need
up
a little
something.
bumper music there.
Okay.
Gary was adding, don't
Okay.
worry, he was yelling out the whole way, you know. He was telling people, they'd see him sitting there, and he'd say, he's yelling at them, you know.
We'll solve your problems.
Yeah. He'd say, come to us if you need help, we can help you solve your problem.
Solve the problem. We just connect you with resources.
I told him to have to.
Very specific because.
I know.
I
I kept saying, Gary, don't say it like that. Say that we can help him find the resources to get it. Gary, don't say that.
Did we
I'll have to write him out a script. There you go.
advertise? Just because I had a couple people ask me that they heard it through word of mouth and I didn't know, do we put it on, I know like on our website, our Facebook page, but not.
So each business received a flyer for them to put in
Got it.
there in May and then again in August, and I think Paul dropped them off again in September.
Okay.
We, of course, it's on all the social media,
Yeah.
website. We've got a really nice article written about it in the Pioneer Press.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
We all owe Fred. We all owe Fred.
No.
We all owe Fred. So, and then, we also, did it at the library, at rec centers. And I think a lot of it is, it wasn't in July on a
Right,
Wednesday
right.
opening
Kids
up
are in
there.
school and all that.
What used to happen is when we opened up with the Ramsey County
Yep.
Fair, they also promoted it.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
lost that additional marketing.
Yeah.
But we can, if we can do it again
And
next
everybody knew
year.
the date too,
Oh, yeah,
before. They
well,
were-
we also had signs on the avenue.
Right,
Yeah.
I think it was nice to have it on a Saturday morning. I,
Well,
but it's, I
we
know.
couldn't
they-
do it
There
at
was,
night,
yeah.
cause at 7 o'clock,
I know
it's
it's
dark
dark
now. Yeah, it's dark, so that 7 o'clock
Yeah.
start time
Mhm,
wouldn't
I'm
work
dealing
in
with that.
September. I personally like the Saturday morning, cause then I could crash all afternoon, and I certainly did.
Right.
Yeah, so I think Saturday worked really well. Everyone I talked to, like I say, unit wise, they were thrilled to be there. I didn't get a lot of time on the avenue proper, cause I was kind of behind the scenes. And I know that a lot of folks didn't, it was word of mouth, but we really tried, we boosted Facebook ads.
Yeah.
I know people in the neighborhood, so I was like, please tell everybody you know.
Right.
So yeah, word of mouth worked really well.
Okay.
And we can always build on that too. If,
It's gonna be a rebuild for
Yeah.
sure,
Well-
if it gets there,
Yeah.
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 It's gonna take money to do these things now, especially security wise and.
What we should do is get a loudspeaker to play the old Jefferson theme song. I don't know if anybody, have the people that remember it. Yeah, I do.
Very good, yes.
boy, then we would have complaints. Then we would have